Okay, so the first card you have your past is the Ten of Pentacles. Really interesting card. I really like this card. A lot of people are very confused with this card, but I really like this card. It's very, very complex. Can mean a lot of different things. So yeah, a few different things I'm getting here. So there's care here, there's protection. I'm seeing both of those. Responsibility. Look at this old man here. He's looking after his whole family. He's protecting them. He's watching over them all. So there's a big weight of responsibility here, and I think it's on your shoulders. I think it's still there. It feels a little bit heavy. So it's you're having to be quite responsible right now. There's a lot of strength. You're very strong. It's like, oh, I have to be strong for them. I have to take care of them. So it looks like you had to show this strength. You had to show your strength so that other people felt protected. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, no, I'll take care of you. I know what I'm doing. It's that kind of energy. With these people around you who you're caring for, might be one, might be more. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry about that. So it feels like you've been here before. Like, I've been through this before. I've been through these ups and downs before. I've been through this horrible time before with them. And I've had to take care of them and protect them and protect myself as well, emotionally and in all these different ways. So it's kind of like you're familiar with this feeling. You know what it is, and you know what to do when it comes. And so you take charge. It's like, right, I'm the leader. I've been here before. I've led you through this before, and I'm going to do it again this time. So that's what I'm getting. Really, really showing your strength. Okay, so. Okay, it feels like there's someone else around you as well. There's a little bit of defensiveness going on here, or a little bit of kind of unsurety, a little bit of fear actually. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's coming from both sides, I think. Yeah, there's definitely love between you and someone else, but there's all this kind of fear. It's like, I'm not sure. I'm not quite there yet. I don't know where we are. It's all that kind of feeling. And yeah, I think some of this defensiveness might actually be coming from your side. Because, you've lived through a lot of hurt before, especially in love. And you've had to but you've helped some people through this who've kind of gone with you on this journey. You've had all these ups and downs, and you've had these people with you. So, you've been through all this hurt, and maybe that's why you've got this kind of wall up. So it feels like someone's interested. It feels like they're really interested, actually. They really, really are. They're probably more interested than you realise. And it's not just being interested. It's more about knowing that they want to be serious with you. That they want to build a strong future with you. That's what this card's about. They're thinking about this really seriously. And it's on their mind. It's on their mind. You might not know this, but it is. It's on their mind. They're thinking, actually, I see this person as a really serious contender. I see this as someone who I can really build a life with. That's what I'm getting. And, okay, I'll try and explain this. With you, this is where you're coming from, I think. It's almost like you've got these two sides. You've got this really tender, really caring side, and you hurt really easily. You love easily, you hurt easily, you give easily. You really, really give very easily. And so you've got this really sensitive side. And then you've got this other side, this bold side. And, when you think about, the loudest person in the room, I'm not saying you're the loudest person in the room, but the loudest person in the room gets the most attention. So I'm using that as an illustration. So that side of you, that bolder side of you, gets more attention than the soft side. And I think some of your past hurt might have come from that side of you, or showing people that side of you. Okay, I'll try and explain this. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but the way some people see you, they might judge you on that, but not on the other side of you, because they don't get to see the other side. And that's a good barometer, actually. It's a good measurement of whether someone's, worth bringing close to you or not. Do they want to see all the dimensions of me, or just this one side? Just the bold side, the big side, the fun side? Or are they willing to see the other side, the gentler side? So that's always a really good question to ask yourself, when you're thinking about whether to let someone close to you or not. And that's for friends as well as lovers. Some people only want to see the big side. They don't want to see the other side. But the other side to that, I think, is sometimes you use that bolder side as a bit of a defense mechanism sometimes. It's kind of like you push people away with that side sometimes. And I don't know if you mean to do that or not. You might not even realize you're doing it. But this kind of boldness pushes certain people away. It might be a kind of subconscious self-protection thing, I don't know, because I'm just looking at this arch, and arches are about protection. So if that might be what you're doing, using that to protect yourself, because you've had all this hurt. And with this love connection, a bit of that might be happening here. It's not that they don't want to see that other side, but maybe they're seeing that kind of self-preservation thing. They're feeling a little bit pushed away. So there might be some of that, because there's a little bit of backwards and forwards here, and a little bit of defensiveness, again, on both sides. They might actually be a little bit intimidated. I'm getting a bit of that as well. I don't think you mean to be like that, but with this bold side, they might be seeing a lot of that and feeling a little bit intimidated. So just keep that in mind if that resonates with you. With the Eight of Pentacles, there's fear here as well. It's kind of like, I see this person as really special. I really want to come forward. I really want them to know that I see a very, a serious future with them. And they're thinking about that. They're thinking about the two of you being together. They're thinking about the potential of that and the potential of you. It's like they're not trying to think about that, actually. They're doing their work. They're concentrating on other things, like this man. He's working really hard. But they can't help it. They're thinking about this all the time. This is about repetition, doing the same thing over and over again, or kind of having the same thoughts over and over again. So that's what's happening with them. And, if you look at the Ten of Pentacles again, which I'm just looking at again, it's almost like they're thinking, do they see me as serious, or someone who's just taking a chance, just seeing how it goes, not putting any weight on things, or serious, just like, let's just play around and see how it goes. That's kind of what they're wondering about. And I'm not saying that's the way you see things, but that's what they're worried about. Because I'm just looking at all these coins, and they're kind of spilling over this card, all over this card. It's like someone's kind of thrown these coins on top of the Ten of Pentacles card. And it's kind of like, let's just throw these coins on, throw them all up in the air, and just see what happens. And where they land, kind of like tossing a coin, or the toss of a coin. We'll just see how this all goes at the toss of a coin. Do you understand what I mean? That's kind of what I'm seeing. And they're kind of looking at you and thinking, do they take this seriously? I am, but maybe they're just like, easy come, easy go. We'll just toss the coins up in the air and see where they land. That kind of thing. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're holding back. And just thinking, and everyone's kind of got more time to think right now, and they have, but they're trying to concentrate on other things. They're trying to work and whatever, but it's not easy for them. It's really not. So that's what I'm getting in that card. So the last card you have, your past, is the Six of Cups, which is a really, really beautiful card. I love this. Very, very innocent card. And obviously it's springtime now, so it's very fitting for now. This can be about nostalgia, looking back over your past, and we're all doing this a little bit. We're all kind of thinking, remember when we used to go out and do this and that. If you're feeling a little bit like that, like, what's happened? I just want to go out. I just wish I could do the same things again. That time will come back again. It absolutely will come back again. I don't want to say when, because it gets me into trouble, but it is 100% coming back again. We're all going to be able to do these things again. We're all going to be able to appreciate everything a lot more, everything we used to be able to do. And we're going to be able to do all that again. And we'll be like, I so appreciate this. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So don't worry, it's going to come back. With this person who's thinking about you, there might be an age difference here, or some kind of difference in experience, life experience maybe. And so that might be another barrier as well. I don't know. I don't think they'd ever say this to you, or they wouldn't say this to anyone else either, but it's almost like, oh, you've had a life before me, you've had important relationships before me, maybe you've had children with someone in a past relationship, because there are children here on this card. This is about children, innocence. So that might be why they're feeling a little bit intimidated, because it's like, I don't have that much experience in relationships. This is kind of what they're thinking. They have had more than me, more experience. They've had more life experience. So do I measure up? Do I measure up with who they were with before me? How am I measuring up? So they've kind of got all this insecurity about all that as well. I'm getting lots of insecurities around them. So all these things are just going around and around in their mind, kind of repeating over and over again. Lots and lots of worries. And so I don't know if you realise this or not, but yeah, they cannot stop thinking about you. It's going around and around and around. And not just thinking about you, but all these worries. Am I good enough? Everything like that. So I'll just move on to your present. Yeah, so the first card you have your present is the Empress. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, so look at this. You can't get any better than this. You've got the Empress and you've got the Emperor right here. So they're both together. I hardly ever get these two together like this. So this is someone who's really good for you. They compliment you. This is a huge sign. Okay, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to happen between the two of you. That's what I'm getting. I know I'm sticking my neck out when I say that, but when you've got these two together, they speak for themselves. I don't need to say anything. You can see that. So yeah, the other thing is, a lot of people are really reflective right now. They're really reflective. They're kind of looking back over things, looking back over people, and kind of thinking about all that, thinking about people they haven't seen for a while. Not just exes, that's happening as well, but it's not just about that. I think this is about family. I'm getting family, friends, but mostly family. So just get ready for a few people to get back in touch with you, family members. Because you've got the Six of Cups here as well, which can be about family reunions. And yeah, there are some family members who you probably don't want to hear from. but don't worry about that, because I'm not seeing anyone like that coming back, because this is a really caring card, very positive, very peaceful. It's all about taking care of people, thinking about people, seeing if they're okay. There's a lot of that going on right now. People calling, are you okay? Do you need anything? So I think it's that kind of energy. And, if you look at this Empress's crown, there are 12 stars in a crown, and obviously that represents the 12 signs of the zodiac. So lots and lots of people. It represents just about everyone in the world, all the signs. So lots and lots of people are going to start coming back, probably over the next, say 1 or 2 weeks. So you might get a few people coming out of nowhere contacting you. But don't worry about this, because it feels really positive. It feels very comfortable. Look at this Empress. Very comfortable. There's no awkwardness around this. So don't worry. Don't think, oh, everyone's going to contact me. I'm really worried. Just relax. It's fine. It's people who care about you. And they're just going to be checking up, just saying, are you okay? Is everything all right? It's that kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing. That's the Empress caring energy. So, yeah, so the next card is the Emperor. And, this love connection. Obviously, this is about this love connection, because you've got these two cards, again, perfectly aligned together. Okay, so I'm not saying you've got the personalities of the Empress and the Emperor. It's just this is the couple. They're like the power couple of tarot. they really are. So yeah, it feels like they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to come forward. They're waiting for you to come forward, because you know why? You're like the Emperor between the two of you. Two personalities. So I'm not saying you're exactly like the Emperor, but between the two of you, you're more like the Emperor than they are, because you've got the most experience, you've got the most wisdom. You're the Emperor type in this couple. So I think what they're doing is they're waiting for you. They're expecting you to take the lead. They're waiting for you to say something first. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, but that's what I'm getting, because you're coming up as more of an Emperor type. because you've got the experience. Again, what I was seeing in the Ten of Pentacles, you're taking the lead, you're in charge, which is more like an emperor. So you're coming up like that, so it looks like they're waiting for you to approach them or say something to them. So that's what I'm getting in that card. And okay, there's something else here. I hope I can explain this properly because it's a little bit complicated. It looks like you're watching something, or you're observing something. You're seeing something come out, or you're seeing something. You're seeing what happens with something. You're seeing a situation play out. That's the right way to say that. A situation that's playing out. Now, it's about someone who, because I'm getting quite heavy energy here. It doesn't feel very good to me. So you're seeing a situation play out, I think, and it's with someone who you don't really get along with. It feels like you might have to speak to them sometimes, even though you might want to. So that's the kind of thing I'm getting. So if you have someone like that in your life, what I'm seeing is they made a decision. And that was a really, really big decision. And it was a decision that you should have had a say in. You should have had a say in this decision. You really should have, but they didn't give you one. Because they're coming up as the Emperor. They're a really bossy type. They kind of want their own way all the time. And so you didn't get to make this decision. You had no say in this. And they went ahead and did this. And it feels quite unfair, actually. So, you went away with this and they made this decision. You're like, well, I don't really agree with that. But I can't do anything about it. The decision's made. It's all done now. So, okay, they're getting away with it again. But now I think there's a reversal of that decision. And you're kind of looking back and you're observing this happening. And it might be because of everything that's happening now in the world. A lot of things being cancelled, things like that. So it might be that. And they're quite upset about this. They're quite unhappy about this. And you're kind of watching this happening. It might be on social media. I don't know. And you're kind of thinking, well, it's interesting how things turn out, isn't it? So, and yeah, this really dominating person, they're really upset, they're really angry. They're not used to seeing no. They're not used to people saying no to them, or things being cancelled, or things being stopped. They're not used to that. So they're flapping around, and you're kind of sitting there watching them. So if this hasn't happened yet, if someone's made a decision you're unhappy with and they kind of steamrolled you, that's going to be reversed. So yeah, and with the Five of Cups, you can see that again. Someone's really upset, they're really unhappy about something that's happened. It might be an axe, because I'm seeing low contact that was unwanted, but you had to contact them. So again, if you haven't seen this happen, it's going to happen. You're going to sit back and watch this. They're very upset. They're very disappointed about this. Yeah, if this is an axe, just be ready for something to come in. I don't think they'll contact you directly, but I'm just getting this. Firstly, I'm just feeling them around your energy, and it doesn't feel that great. It doesn't feel that good, actually. It feels horrible. So they might try and contact someone around you. So, okay, I'm just getting this protection. There's protection all over this reading. So I feel as if I have to protect you, and I feel as if I have to protect some people around you. So they might come in and talk to some people around you. And obviously you can't stop people from talking, but you might, if you know who this is, you might want to warn these people. You might want to prepare them. You might want to say, well, this person's like this. They're going to say this to you. I just want to prepare you. So you might have to do something like that. Someone needs sheltering from some words. I'm seeing that quite strongly there. So I really hope the right person gets to hear that. And again, with this love connection, you can see that this barrier's here with this river. I'll just lift that up so you can see there's a river there. That's the barrier between the two of you. But there's a bridge there. There's a bridge there. So someone at some time is going to come across this bridge. Again, it feels like they're waiting for you to come across first. That's just what I'm seeing there. But someone's going to come across at some time. Someone is going to come across. Okay, so yeah, so the first card you have, your future, is the Three of Cups. Okay, so I'm looking all the way across. I'm looking at the first row crosswise when I look at this. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing money with these three cards across there. So yeah, money ups and downs, money ups and downs. And the Ten of Pentacles is obviously about being sensible, saving, building things up, saving your money, saving things for a rainy day, all that kind of thing. And this is the Three of Cups is all about celebrating an abundance, a harvest. So it's like good times are here, good times are here. And the Ten of Pentacles is about let's save in case the bad times come. So it feels like you've had a little bit of a high when it comes to money. That's what I'm seeing on this card. And now, in the past, you might have had that high. And now you're having this drop. You're having a little bit of a money drop. And if you look at the Empress, who's in the middle here, she's got all this wheat in front of her. And wheat used to be a form of currency in the Renaissance. People used to store wheat. They used to store them in barns and things like that. And towns used to store wheat and people used to steal it and things like that. So it's valuable. Wheat's very valuable, and that's why it's in front of this Empress. She's got this abundance around her. So what this is all saying is what's gone down, it's going to come up again. So try not to make any really drastic decisions right now. If your money's gone down, if you've got some kind of income that's suddenly come down, whether that's a job or business or an investment or something like that, just stay steady. Don't panic about this if that's you. Because if you look at these women in the Three of Cups, they're all holding their cups above their heads. They're all putting their emotions above their heads, above their brains, I should say. And obviously they've been drinking, so they shouldn't be making any decisions at all. So instead of being like the Three of Cups when this money drop happens to you, if it hasn't happened already, it might have happened. Don't be kind of extreme up and down. Don't be all emotional about that. Be a bit more like the Empress. Sit there peacefully. Just let it all happen. What comes up comes down. What comes down goes up. Energy flow, money flow, it always goes up and down. So just hold tight. It's going to come back up again. It's going to come back to normal again. If this is you. So that's the message in all those three cards going across there. And so the next card you have for your future is the Hermit. So yeah. Okay, so I'll talk about this and the Queen of Swords together. Okay, because this is the two, look at this. This is the two sides of you. This is exactly what I was seeing in the Ten of Pentacles. This is the two sides. So this is the Hermit, this is the quiet side. And the other side is the defensive side, the Queen of Swords. So, yeah, this is really frustrating me, actually, because I'd really love to bang your heads together. Well, no, I don't want to bang your heads together, but I want to push you together. As an Aries, it's really frustrating, because I can see you've got the Emperor and the Empress. You're meant to be, but you're not coming together. You're not, they're not. They're all fear, they're all worried, they've got all this fear around them. You've got this defense thing up there. So they need to see that softer side of you. They need to see that hermit side of you, that quiet side, that gentle side. And it looks like they're waiting for you to come forward. So if you want to come forward, if you want to talk to them, I can see that they would welcome you to do that. And if you do decide to come forward, show the soft side. Because I think if you do that, they'll open up a lot more as well, and that will start things off. That's if that's what you want to do. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but I am seeing that this is a really good match. Very, very, very good match. Beautiful match with the Empress and the Emperor. But you've got this kind of defense thing up with the Queen of Swords. So show that softer side of you if you want them to open up, if you want to open up this thing with this person. And I have to say, it looks amazing when you've got the Emperor and the Empress.